no-holds-barred campaign to the Tamil Nadu Assembly polls, doors to a close. Election Commission gives another stern warning against money distribution. The EC says this will be a voter-friendly election.
Commission can stop election, can countermand election after election also. Election mudi japram countermand panna.
Even if voters have wrong particulars on their voter slips or IDs, they will be allowed to vote according to the Election Commission. Prisoners detained under the Gundas Act bail out of voting. Of 150 prisoners in plural, only 3 want to vote. K. Raja's brother Kalya Perumal is arrested and later let off on bail for violating the Model Code of Conduct. Spirits are low for Tasmac visitors as shutters come down in all the state-run liquor shops on election day, April 30. And coaching classes for IIT aspirants begins at just class 6. Is it too early? Well, this 14-year-old doesn't think so.
I'm a bit sad that I'm not getting the holidays, but then after sacrificing the holidays only, I got the second rank in the state.
A very good evening. You're watching the news tonight with me, Divya. Here are the news making national headlines. Anna Hazare hits out at Kapil Sibal, says he should quit if he doesn't believe in the Lokpal bill, but Sibal explains his comments. Sibal announces a new spectrum policy, proposes regular audits of telecom companies in a bid to bring transparency. In a snap to the centre, the Supreme Court appoints Uday Lalit as public prosecutor in the 2G cases. 4 people arrested after a class 10 student is raped twice in a day, first by a relative and then gang raped in a car. After Kerala Chief Minister calls Rahul Gandhi an Amul baby, Pranab Mukherjee hits back. New and powerful aftershock has hit northeast Japan, the epicenter of the 7.1 magnitude quake in Fukushima. Well, Tamil Nadu is just a day away from voting for a new government. A no-holds-barred campaign marked by personal attacks by both the leaders of the ruling and the opposition parties for the April 13th polls to the 234-member Tamil Nadu Assembly has come to an end. The fate of all the candidates, including Chief Minister M. Karunanidhi and his arch-rival and AIADMK Supremo Jayalalitha, will be decided on Wednesday. Complaints of personal attacks by the rival party leaders against each other to the Election Commission forced it to send notices to these leaders seeking explanations. But the Election Commission is continuing to watch with a hawk eye. After all, he said, our poll-bound state is the biggest challenge. All political party functionaries and workers who have been brought from outside the constituency and not voters of the region have been asked to leave by 5 this evening. The Commission would continue its searches at marriage and community halls as well to look out for outsiders who have been accommodated. Checkposts are being set up at constituency borders to track vehicle movement, while vehicle permits for candidates will cease to be valid this evening. Only 3 vehicles will be allowed on the day of polling, 1 for the contender, the polling agent, and another for party workers. Meanwhile, the Election Commission has ensured voting rights of those voters who have wrong information or details on their voting slips. The EC says even if the voter slip or voter's ID card has a wrong photograph or wrong particulars, the voter will be allowed to vote. This after a mismatch of photos in voter slips and voter IDs has been brought to the Election Commission's notice. And with less than 48 hours before Tamil Nadu goes to the polls and election campaigning coming to a close, the EC has come out with another warning against money distribution and says this will be a voter-friendly election.
The Election Commission is closely watching this money distribution. And need warning ke appo in mari and it keeps on going. Commission can stop election, can countermand election after election also. Election mudi japram countermand panna. If a lot of malpractice is seen, and commission I have instructions is closely watching constituencies in mari innum this malpractice takes place, they can take any action. So total so far cash seized is 33 crores 11 lakhs.
And for more on this, a senior correspondent Peer Mohammed now joins us live from our newsroom. Well, Peer, for the Election Commission as of now, money distribution still seems to be a very anxious issue.
Yes, Divya, money is the biggest challenge for the Election Commission. As Chief Election Commissioner Qureshi himself pointed out, Tamil Nadu is the state where money power is the biggest challenge. While in other states, muscle power and other issues dominate, in Tamil Nadu, this is the issue. And the cash seizures have proven his point. And so far, 33.11 crore rupee in cash was seized. Also, 12.58 crore worth valuables, which include liquor, dhotis, saris, and other valuables were seized across the state. Out of the cash seizure, about 5.18 crore was returned because the people came out with genuine documents to support the fact that they are accounted cash. The rest of the cash is yet unclaimed, it is unaccounted cash. That proves the point that Tamil Nadu is where money flows like rain during the elections. And still, the Election Commission has also admitted to the fact that still money is being distributed, and they have been watching closely across all the constituencies. If it is found to be beyond control, then they have to take the extreme step of countermanding the elections or postponing the elections in certain constituencies. The Election Commission has the powers and they are prepared to do that. That is made clear by the Chief Electoral Officer today at the media conference. Divya.
Right, P. Thanks very much indeed for joining us with all those details. And moving on to some other news now. Former Telecom Minister A. Raja's brother, A. Kalya Perumal, was today arrested and later let out on bail for violating the Model Code of Conduct. Kalya Perumal had allegedly distributed calendars to voters on April 8th. According to PTI reports, Kalya Perumal, a businessman, has been slapped with cases under various sections of IPC, including bribery and violations of Representation of People's Act. Perambalur police say that they also see some calendars and diaries from his possession. While campaigning in the state is over, the loudspeakers have fallen silent. Political leaders can rest their bruised vocal cords after days of hectic canvassing, and party workers can get back to their homes and join the state in waiting for Wednesday to arrive. But there is one section which is feeling cheerless about certain restrictions. Lalit Jude brings you this story.
This young man is not exactly raising a toast. The reason? Tasmac shops, the liquor outlets in the state, will not be open on April 13th, the day of the assembly polls, which is also a holiday.
இப்போ இந்த எலெக்ஷன் டயத்தில் வந்து 2 நாள் கடை மூட போகிறாங்க. அண்ணன் குடிக்கிறவங்க வந்து ரொம்ப கஷ்டப்படுறோம் அப்படின்னால இவங்க வந்து மூட வேண்டிய தேவையில்லை. அந்த குடிக்கிறவங்களுக்கு வந்து ரொம்ப கஷ்டமாக இருக்குது.
More seasoned customers have already made a beeline to Tasmac shops to stockpile their favorite brands.
காலைல 10 மணிக்கு கடை தொடங்க சார், இன்னைக்கு 5 மணிக்கு அடைக்க சொல்லிடுறாங்க. 5 மணிக்கு அடைச்சிரும். கஸ்டமருக்கு ஒரு ஆஃப், அதில் ஒரு குவார்ட்டர் அந்த மாதிரி தான் கொடுக்குறோம். பல்காக யாருக்கும் கொடுக்கறது கிடையாது. கேட்டால் கூட தரதில்லை.
The fizz has also gone out for those banking on the black market to tap for supplies. The Corporation Commissioner, who is also the District Election Officer, says special teams would be keeping an eye out for such measures.
As per Election Commission's instruction, all the liquor shops in the town are closed till 13th midnight. That is only on 14th morning it can reopen. So if anybody is found to be selling liquor either in black market or behind the doors, then a very severe action will be taken against those people.
Liquor shops downing their shutters on election day is not a new norm. However, with the EC emerging as more vigilant on all fronts, many voters may end up saying cheers to the watchdog. In Chennai with Lalit Jude, Divya Kumar for NDTV Hindu.
And well, it appears that not all prisoners are ready to vote in this election. In fact, only 3 out of 150 prisoners currently under the preventive custody in Pural are planning to exercise their franchise. The remaining 147 detainees have decided not to vote. The reason is because they have to cast their vote using postal ballot, and they are not too sure if in the process their identity would remain a secret. Apart from these 150 prisoners detained under Gunda's Act, the Pural prison also houses around 3,000 remand and convict prisoners. However, none of them can exercise their franchise since the Representation of the People's Act, which lays down the rules and regulations for elections, prevents prisoners from casting their votes. And for more on this, reporter Salim now joins us live. Well, Salim, you've spoken to the CEO Praveen Kumar about this. What does he have to say about the inhibitions that and these reservations that the prisoners are having about postal ballots?
Divya, the Chief Electoral Officer clarified to NDTV Hindu. He says that the prisoner's identity will not be revealed. The reason, if a prisoner decides to vote, he will have to vote through the postal ballot system. There will be two documents. One, self-declaration form. The other document will be the postal ballot. And these two will be kept in a sealed covers and will be submitted to the concerned returning officers. Now, these returning officers will instead open the seal covers and they will separate the self-declaration from the ballot paper in which the prisoner have voted. And these two documents will be separated, and the Chief Electoral Officer says that in this manner there will not be any malpractice, and very clearly the prisoner's identity will not be removed. So no one without the help of the returning officers can access the data in the form.
Right, Salim, thanks very much indeed for joining us with all those details. Still ahead on the bulletin, there are more cracks within the Lokpal Bill Committee. Find out why when we come back.